All right, sweet. All right, guys. So the recording just started, and really what we're going to be talking about on this call is different forms of outreach that you can do, whether you're doing it for a business or if you're doing it for yourself to get yourself hired, or if you're doing it to get yourself some clients, right? So today's session isn't going to be as long as yesterday's. So let me quickly share my screen and share with you guys some outreach methods that I've used, ones I plan on using, and what I've gotten personally from other businesses, as well as other agencies, coaches, whatever, that are trying to get me to work with them, getting me to work for them, yada, yada, right? So there's a few different ones that I personally like to use. So can you guys see my screen? Yes, no, yes.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. So outreach types on different platforms. All right, cool. So number one, we've got text outreach. Text outreach. You guys already know this stuff. It's basically you're sending them a cold. Okay, let's do cold text. Cold text outreach. Okay. Next, we've got cold video outreach. Then we've got cold cold text outreach, cold copy outreach, and then we've got cold image outreach. Okay, so what are these, right? So cold text outreach, and these aren't as effective, but it's basically saying something like hi, hello, how are you, right? Stuff like that. Hi, hello. Who is this? Okay. Hi, hello. Hi. My fault, guys. Hi, hello. How are you? Stuff like that, right? That typically falls under um cold text outreach, right? And sometimes it works because people will respond. They'll say hi, they'll say hello, they'll say, what do you want? They'll say, what do you need? You'll get a response, because the goal of these cold messages, right? And we'll go over warm and we'll go over hot, right? Then you've got cold video outreach. This one is really powerful because you're on video. There's people that have used this on me, and I've responded to their message. I've checked out their content. I've checked out their profiles. I've checked out their websites. I've checked out whatever it is that they wanted me to do, right? And this normally comes from really, really big businesses that are really strategic about their cold outreach. But some people typically do this cold outreach once you've followed them, once you've joined their Facebook groups, or anything along those lines, right? They'll typically send you a video outreach. And if you guys want, I can kind of create some examples and add them into the Notion, right? But typically a cold video outreach would be something like, and they do it evergreen, right? You can have personalized, right? Personalized. And then you can have evergreen, right? And evergreen basically means no matter who you send it to, it'll work. Some people will think it's personalized, even though it's evergreen, right? And the purpose of evergreen is so that you don't have to make a brand new video every single time. Evergreen can also work for cold copy, right? You have personalized and you also have evergreen for cold copy outreach, right? Give me one quick second, right? So something personalized, right? It will be something like, hey, name, right? And this is a video, right? Hey, name, just saw you followed me, joined my Facebook group, something, right? Something they did to get your attention. Just saw you join my Facebook group. I wanted to let you know. And then you'll say whatever it is you want them to know, whatever you want them to do or take action on, right? And then it'll be something like, what are you interested in? Or what's the real reason you joined our group? Right now, conversation is starting. And then from there, an appointment setter can take over once you've sent that video to start the conversation, right? If it's personalized, you said their name. So now they think it's you, even though it might be a setter inside of the account. Evergreen, it's the same concept, except let's say it's a group and it's only about men, right? Maybe it's fitness, maybe it's it's a business group, but they only work with men that are business owners, right? Or it's a women's group and they only work with female whatever, right? You get the CEO or the group owner or someone on that team, a COO, whatever, they record the video, but they word it in a way that makes it evergreen. So instead of saying, hey, name, right, you would say something like, I'd say it's men. Hey, bro, thanks for joining my group, right? Or if it's women, hey, girl, whatever, right? Something unique, but it seems personal, right? Meaning no matter who sees it, it'll seem like it's personal to them, even though it's evergreen and you're sending this to multiple people every single time, right? These are ways to optimize your outreach. And if you're doing it, let's say you're trying to get hired, or let's say you're reaching out to different businesses, you can send it a personalized one, right? After you've looked at their account and you believe they're an ideal fit for you, hey, just look at your account, and you basically talk about what you've noticed on their account and how you can help them improve. And now you're sending them a video. Yes, it takes more time. Yes, it takes more effort, but people will appreciate the fact that you took the time to actually record and send a video, and they are more likely to reply now, right? And the same concept in the video, you can take it to cold outreach copy, right? The difference is this is text, but it's what you use in the video. Or if it's not exactly what you have in the video, you make it short, right? The video, you typically want to keep it to 30 seconds to a minute, right? And you could have multiple videos, right? You could have a sequence of videos. So the first video is like 10 seconds. They reply to it, great. Now you send a second video that gives them a little bit more detail. That you send them a third video that gives them a little bit more detail, right? With copy, the same reason, the cold copy outreach, personalized, hey, name, does it interest you for X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z? If we could help you do X, Y, and Z, would that be helpful, right? Those are different ways to have personalized copy outreach, and then the same concept for evergreen copy, right? And then cold image outreach. This could be something like you take a post from their profile, you hit share, and you send it to them, and you basically leave a comment, right? Dude, awesome picture. Where did you go? Or dude, I love this. What is this? Right? Literally, those are different ways of doing cold image outreach, right? And basically what you're doing is you can either just send them a random picture with a message, right? Or if this is on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, you leverage one piece or form of their content and send it with a message, right? And this works for email as well. Cold copy typically falls under email, but what you can also do is personalized emails, right? And you would send it with, let's say it's email. Give me 1 second. On email, right? You can have copy and video, but it will be combined, right? So the way that would be combined is first you send the cold email, and then you send them, if it's personalized, you send them a Loom or video audit of their business or social media as their second, as the second text, right? What you can also do is leverage the Loom inside of the cold DMs, right? So this stuff works on email and it works on DMs. It just, it's a different format. If you were sending a cold video audit of their account, like let's say you went on Instagram, you recorded a Loom and you say, hey, look, I think this is where we can improve your profile. We need to optimize your profile, do this and that, this and that, this and that. You give them everything they would need to improve. And then your cold message could be something like, hey, I just recorded a quick audit of your Instagram profile of how we can improve it to get you more leads, to get you more sales. Now they'll see that, right? They'll see that cold message. Then you'll say something like, is it cool if I send it over? They'll say yes. Awesome. You send a Loom. Now you might say something like, cool. Is it cool if I email it to you? If they say yes, even better, because now you've got their email. You can email it to them because now you've captured their email, right? And you can also send it to them as a cold DM, right? So now that's these are some different ways to increase and get people to reply to you more likely, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or if it's on email, right? And so these are just a few different types of outreach that you can do if you're doing completely cold outreach, right? So now let's kind of move into warm outreach, right? So let's do this and move this over here, right? So you've got warm text outreach, and it's the same concept, except this is warm, right? Warm video outreach. Warm means they know you a little bit, right? They've been following you for a week. They've been inside of your Facebook group for a week. They've been, in your email sequence for a week, right? And they've seen some of your content, right? That makes it warm, right? So you want to have the same concept, except now, instead of them being like, total strangers, they are more open to replying to whatever it is that you have to offer them, right? So something like a warm text outreach would be something like, this works here too. It works here because they know you already, right? And so now they're more open to replying to your hi, hello, how are you? If it's copy, right? If it's warm copy, it'll be something like this. Hey, I noticed hey name, I noticed you've been following me for a while. Thanks. If it's a Facebook group, hey, I just noticed you've been inside of our Facebook group for a while now. Thank you for participating, for asking questions, or whatever they've been doing, right? And this is video, right? Video, you write, it's the same concept. Whatever you have on the copy can be in the video. Whatever you have in the video can be inside of the copy, right? And so inside of Evergreen, it's the same way, right? Hey, bro, thanks for engaging on my content. Like, you've been liking my post and I really appreciate that. Thank you for the support, right? That's a video. Now they'll likely be like, you're welcome. Oh, didn't think you'd notice, right? And then guess what? Now you've just started the conversation. The purpose of the outreach is to start a conversation, right? You're not just there to reach out to people. You want something that's going to create a conversation that leads to a book call, that leads to a potential sale, partnership, or whatever your aim is. If you're trying to get hired, leverage these same tactics. If you're looking for clients, leverage these same tactics. If you're working for someone and you want them to create these things for you, right? Give them the framework. Tell them, hey, I want you to do this inside of these videos, right? And I want you to say it this way, say it that way, or do this and that. Now they send you that video. It's pre-recorded. It's evergreen. Now every lead that comes in to your funnel, to your Facebook group that starts following them, you send that video, right? And you have a process now of how to get people to quickly transition from cold to warm. If it's a warm video outreach, you get them to transition from warm to hot, right? So this works with warm image as well, right? Let's say they've been following you for a while. You don't send a random picture. You would send a new post, right, that you think could help them, right? And then you say a simple message, hey, just posted this post today. Let me know if it helps you, right? Something like that. Now they'll check it out and then they'll likely get back to you. If they saw the message and they didn't get back to you, now you can say, hey, did it help you or did it not? Let me know. Just looking for some feedback so I can improve my content, right? Now they'll give you feedback and maybe they need help with something. So you can just ask them, hey, what type of content would you like to see? Is there anything you need help with that you would like to see more content around? Because now if you're creating content around the questions that people in your space are asking or people in the industry that you're working with is asking, now you guess what? You don't know how many people have that same question. So now you've just created a video that you can constantly send to people every single time they ask a certain question, right? So next, we'll move into hot, right? And hot outreach is typically not going to be inbound. It's not going to be outbound. It's going to be inbound, meaning these are people that are coming to you and these are different ways you would reply, right? These are typically with 2-step post, 3-step post. Literally you're getting them to raise their hand, right? If they DM you, say, let's say you posted something that says DM me X, Y, and Z for, to get this free guide, right? Or to get this free training, or to get this free audio file, right? On this specific training, right? They DM you, or they say me. They're basically raising their hand, saying that they want whatever it is that you're offering, but they need to DM you in order for them to actually get it. This works in ads. This works in just regular content, video, whatever, right? Now you're going to say, cool, what's your email? I'll send it right over. Now you've got their email. Or cool, here you go. And then, but where a lot of people tend to go wrong with this stuff, right? And you can leverage the same things if it's a training video, if it's anything. What they'll do is they'll give it to people right away, right? What you want to do, right, is hold what they want over their head. So give me 1 second. Audio, hot text, video, audio, copy, right? Hold what they want over their head so that you can qualify them prior to giving them the free template guide or whatever, right? The freebie, right? We'll just call it a freebie, right? So now let's say they raise their hand and they want the video training, right? Cool. Before I send over the training, right? Before I send over the free training, why do you want it, right? You can be direct. Why do you want this training, right? Or you can say, before I send over the training, how long have you been in business? Or let's say, you didn't give them the training yet, and they say, dude, just give me the training. There's nothing wrong with giving it to them, right? You can just say, don't worry, I'm waiting for it to load, or let me go and get it, right? And then you can say, in the meantime, where are you from, right? Now you're getting to know them. Some people will really be on your case sometimes where they really want you to send over whatever it is. So now you can just say, here you go, right? You just give it to them and you can still start the conversation after. If they don't reply, cool, give it some time and just be like, hey, did you find this helpful? Was it helpful? Was the video helpful? Was the audio training helpful? Was the, whether it's a free guide, text guide, was it helpful? Right? So now you're still having a conversation with them and you're still qualifying them. The difference is you're qualifying them later instead of before you sent them the, the freebie, whatever it was that you gave over to them. But guess what? This works whether you're trying to get a client, right? Let me zoom out a little bit. All right. This works if you're trying to get a client, right? You've got cold outreach and you've got warm outreach. If you're trying to get hired, cold outreach will be your best bet, right? Whether you're trying to be an appointment setter, a growth specialist, or both, right? Cold outreach works. Warm outreach works as well. But what will give you the best open rate, whether it's email or through DMs, the best open rate will typically come from video and copy. If you have really good video, a really good video, or a really good piece of copy, awesome. But you will never know what's the best unless you test it. So you can do an A/B test, right? You write 2 of them and you test which one gives you the most reply. If it's videos, you test 2 of them, see which one gives you the most replies. If it's warm, if you don't want to focus too much on cold, then you can focus on warm, right? And typically, if you're doing an audit of their company or an audit of their profile, an audit of their business to see where you can help them improve, get their email before you do anything, before you send them anything. If you sent them a personalized video of how you can help their business improve and they say, yeah, send it over, cool. What's your email? If they don't want to give you their email, don't talk to them. Because guess what? Now that you get their email, you've sent it over to them, that gives you an opportunity to actually have a more clear conversation. And before, like, I'll show you guys a sneaky way. Like, if you're working with e-com businesses specifically, basically just search up their business on Google and you'll find their Instagram, you'll find their social media, right? This works mainly for e-com, but you can do it for most businesses. If their business can be found on Google, you can find their social media, right? If you go to a website, let's say you're shopping online, you go to their online website and you can't find their email or something like that, but they do have their Instagram, awesome. Go on their Instagram, reach out to them on Instagram, and I bet you, if not the CEO of that business, it'll be someone who can get you the CEO's email. That way, now that you've done your cold outreach or your warm outreach to that e-com or whatever business, now you can send over whatever from email, right? If it's an audit of their profile, an audit of their business, cool. Now you just send it over to them, right? So yeah, I mean, that's really it for today's training in terms of different types of outreach that you can do and on what platforms. But yeah, is there any questions on this specifically?
I've got no questions.
All right, sweet. Syed. Sweet.
Duno,
Yeah.
no, I don't have any questions.
All right. Sweet. All right, guys. Then there's no questions on this. I'll just end. I'll end the recording right now, and then that way, everybody who missed the call, seems like a lot of people aren't here today, which that's fine. But yeah. So let me end the recording right here. I mean, before I end the recording, is there any questions on DM conversations, cold outreach, and creating any content on what we spoke on yesterday?
No, not from me.
All right. Sweet. All right. Let me end. Yeah.
Hello. Yes, I just want to stay back and I want to have a conversation with you.